Hello and happy Sunday afternoon. We're going to make beef stew. Cooking with CaterinaLatina. Hope you have your ingredients ready. So 3 pounds of beef stew, potatoes, carrots, onions, fresh garlic. Gonna season the beef cubes. I have 3 pounds here. Put them in a bowl. Okay, so we have our beef cubes. I'm going to spread them out. I'll put salt, pepper, garlic powder. Season them as best as I can. And salt. Fresh cracked black pepper or regular ground pepper is fine. Get that nice and seasoned. And some garlic powder. Just flip it around a little bit. Move it around so it's on the other side so we can season most of the other side. Your salt. Try to season each piece. Okay, black pepper again. Have my sous chef there, Alexandra. I'm gonna need flour when you get a chance, please. About a half a cup. Half a cup to a cup of flour to flour the beef cubes. Okay, so that's nice and seasoned. I'm gonna put our pot on high to get that pot nice and hot so I could fry these beef cubes. So just flour all around. Just want to get that flour all over. That was a cup of flour. Oil in the pan, right? Yes, please. Put some oil in your pan. A very thin layer just for the bottom of the pan to fry the meat. The flour on the beef cubes is going to give the stew a nice thick sauce when you're all done with this recipe. Okay, they're floured. Okay, nice and floured. Let that pan heat up. I'm gonna wash my hands here. And then I'll peel the potatoes and the carrots, cut those up, get them ready to go in the beef stew. If you like more potatoes in your beef stew, put more. If you like less, if you would rather sweet potatoes in there instead of the white potatoes, you could do that too. I'm going to use, for that amount of meat, I'm going to use 4 potatoes. I like a lot of potatoes in my stew. I'll peel those up. And then carrots, I will use about 3. Cut them into some nice rounds. I'll peel those. Okay, let's go and get going on this. And of course, this could be all done before your recipe gets started. Before you get cooking, you can have everything peeled and chopped and just set in some bowls, all of your ingredients at the start. Make it quicker for you, easier. I just like to show you each step. Cooking with CaterinaLatina. Okay. And then we'll just rinse these, cut them into cubes, not too large, about medium, because they'll boil in the stew for about 20 minutes, so you want to make sure that they get cooked through, so don't have too big of a cube, but I'll show you that next. And the oil is heating up nicely. I'm going to put my beef cubes in there. Okay, let's peel the 4th potato here. Alexandra's chopping the medium-sized yellow onion and 6 large cloves of garlic. She's going to put that in the chopper, and then once we fry the beef cubes brown on at least 2 sides, we'll take those out, set those aside, and then only leave a little bit of oil in the pan just to fry the onion and garlic. We don't want it too oily. Rinse off your potatoes. Okay, so the beef cubes are in the pan. Let's take a look at those. Okay, they should be in a single layer. You want a nice big pan, a big pot, excuse me, so those could fry. Probably add some oil so it can fry nicely. Okay, so I'm just going to add some oil here. Make sure that the pot has a nice layer of oil on the bottom. Because you want those to fry up nicely. I'm going to add even more oil than this. Okay, that looks good. That looks better. Yeah, nice layer on the bottom of oil. You don't really want to move them. Once you get them in that hot oil, let them fry nicely. So we'll keep that frying on high heat. I'm going to wash the bowl that those beef cubes were in with the flour. This way, once they are toasty and brown on at least two sides of those beef cubes, I can take them out of that oil and put them in that same bowl. Use a different bowl, that's up to you, no problem. Right now I'm going to cut those potatoes. So a potato like this, you can slice down like this. Slice down the middle. Then turn it on this side, slice it down the middle again. Then you'll have your 4 pieces. And then just one cut. You don't want them too small, you don't want them too large. That looks good. And we'll continue with the other 3. All right, that one got away. Come on back here, buddy. Okay, and then we'll peel and cut the carrot. And that potato's ready to go in. Those potatoes are. Cut this last one. Okay. Carrots. 3 carrots. If you want 4 for the amount of meat that you have, you can do 4. If you like a lot of carrots, do 5. Less, 1 or 2. It's up to you. And then we'll just cut these into thin rounds so they'll cook nicely. They won't be too thick. They'll take too long to cook if they are. You can turn them over. Alexandra's going to turn the meat over so it browns nicely on another side. You want them to brown, so try to brown another side. Flip them over so the brown side that you crisp will be sticking up. You can also do this in 2 batches so the meat gets nice and crispy. The ones on the bottom are going to crisp up nice. Okay. Peel this third carrot. I'll show you how to slice it up. And then we'll take the meat out once it's fried on two sides. And then we'll fry the onion and garlic in that pot that has all that good stuff on the bottom right now. Okay, so we've seasoned the meat cubes, salt, pepper, garlic powder, very thoroughly. Flour all over those meat cubes that had salt, pepper, and garlic powder on them. So we put a nice generous amount of flour all over that. Then we got the pan nice and hot. Got that stew pot nice and hot with a nice layer of oil on the bottom. Fried those cubes, at least on two sides. Peeled our potatoes, cubed our potatoes. Now some nice thinly sliced rounds so they cook well in the stew. Okay, that's all chopped up. One last carrot. Okay. Hola Bernarda, hermosa sobrina mía. ¡Mua! Te quiero mucho, mucho, mucho. Te extraño tanto. Okay. Let's see how the meat's doing. Okay, this is what we want, this nice crisp. That's right there, and that's what we want. That's exactly what you want. So next time, do it in 2 batches. Next time, do the meat in 2 batches. If you have so much meat or you just don't have a big enough area, we usually do it in the other pan. It's a silver pan and it's so wide that all the meat can be spread out into one layer. Next time we will do this in 2 batches if we're going to choose to use this pan again. But that's what you want right there. Alexandra's making rice, so she has 3 cups of rice, and that would mean 3.5 cups of water. Even if you're doing 10 cups of rice, you do 10.5 cups of water. And then if for 2 cups of rice, you'll put 2 teaspoons of salt, about a tablespoon of oil, a little garlic powder. So salt, garlic powder. If you're doing 10 cups of rice, that would mean 10 teaspoons of salt, and about half a teaspoon each for each cup of, half a teaspoon of garlic powder for each cup of rice. And then just bring that to a boil, stir it well, bring it to a boil, lower the heat, cover it. 20 minutes, your rice will be done nice and fluffy. All right, so I'm gonna take the meat out. It should be all nice and golden brown like this, but it didn't happen to me this time. So, but it will still be delicious. So I'm gonna take it out, and then I'll do the onion and garlic. Okay, just took the meat out, set that to the side. If it's too much oil, take some out and then just fry the onion and garlic in there. Okay, so you have your onion and garlic that's been minced. And add some salt and pepper to this onion and garlic once it's in your pot. All that stuff that's left, we'll pour some water in there when we're putting some water in for the stew. Clean all that up, and we don't want to waste that. It's good stuff in there. Okay, so some salt. Pepper. I'm lowering the flame because it's getting a little too hot. Lower that flame. Don't burn your onion and garlic. Nice salt and pepper on there. Okay, just fry that onion and garlic and try to get all that good stuff from the bottom. That is going to season up that stew nicely. Then we're going to put those meat cubes back in here with the potato and carrot. Try to dredge all this stuff up. It's going to give it so much flavor. Really a lot of flavor there. I'll put the meat in here and I will get all this flavor going. So about a minute for the onion and garlic. Throw the meat back in here. And I'll get all of that onion and garlic all over this meat. Flavor the meat up with the onion and garlic. I'm going to put the potatoes and carrots in here. The potatoes first. All that stuff on the bottom. Your pot is on low. The flame is on low, so it'll allow you to get that stuff up. Even when you put the water in, all that stuff will come up too. All right, so all the onion and garlic all over your meat. You want to flavor all of the meat with the onion and garlic. Now for the potatoes. And I'm going to salt. I want to season each layer, so now I'll salt and pepper these potatoes. I'm going to season each layer that I put in here. It's a nice flavorful stew. Okay. Make sure all of that onion and garlic go all over the potatoes as well. All right. Get all that good stuff all over. And then carrots. We'll throw the carrots in and then fill it with water. Put your carrots in. As many carrots as you want. That was 3 small carrots. Okay, now we'll fill it with our water. I'm guessing about 4 cups of water, but let's see how much it's going to be. And anything that's left in this chopper, we're gonna clean that up. I want all that garlic. Alrighty. So that's 4 cups. Okay, this is 4 cups of water. Maybe 2 more cups. You want it just to cover. And then we're gonna put that heat on high, bring it to a boil. Okay, so that was 6 cups of water. 6 cups of water, sounds really great. Okay, now we'll grab a bay leaf, throw it in. Remember, you have all that stuff on the bottom. You want to stir all that from the bottom too. Make sure you clean that up nicely. Getting excited about this stew. It's going to be delish. Okay. And there's your bay leaf. That'll go in there. And just sit in the middle there and flavor the stew up. And then beef bouillon. I think we're going to need 2 beef bouillons. So I did say in the recipe to try putting in 1 beef bouillon and then taste your broth in a little bit and add 2. Maybe we'll do that. Let's do that. We're going to add 1 beef bouillon. Stir that in there until it dissolves. And then I'm going to taste the broth in a little bit. And if the broth tastes great, then I don't need the second beef bouillon. But if the stew broth seems like it needs a little more flavoring, a little more seasoning, and it's not too salty, because the bouillon cubes are quite salty, they do give great flavor. So let's see how the broth will be doing, and then we'll add it or not. So bring this to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, you can lower it so it just simmers. So it just boils lightly, not on such a high heat. Okay, bring that to a boil. And then once it comes to the boil, lower it to simmer. And then once these potatoes and carrots are cooked through, your stew will be done. Okay, so bring that to a boil, let that stew up. If it needs another bouillon, after you taste your broth, let's see how it's doing. So I'll just give a little taste of the broth. Tastes good to me, maybe half of bouillon more. Or I think I'm going to just throw the other bouillon in. I think it'll be good because the potatoes are starchy, the meat needs a lot of seasoning, the carrots. So I would do the second bouillon. So we're gonna put the second bouillon in there. Stir it in. Yeah, let's put that second bouillon in. Stir that up, bring it to a boil. Put 20 minutes on the timer, about 20-25 minutes, those potatoes. Once it comes to a boil, start your timer for 20 minutes. And then 20 minutes, your potatoes and carrots should be done, and you can serve it. Serve it with pasta, serve it with white fluffy rice, like we do, and enjoy. I hope you love this. I hope you love this beef stew recipe. And keep on the lookout for more. Don't forget, bring to a boil, lower it to a simmer, 20 minutes on the timer, and you'll be all set for your Sunday dinner. Enjoy.
After this is done, view our story to see the final product. Also, we will put this on our YouTube channel at CaterinaLatina. Love you guys. Happy Sunday Fun Day.
Thanks for watching. Till next time.